Hello guys, and welcome to my reaction video. I found this song. It looks like it's old, but I saw the title and I was like, okay. And I'm wondering what it says. I didn't read the comments because I didn't want to get spoiled of it, but I might look at the comments afterwards, see what people think about it. I've heard about BoyinaBand before, but I'm not really into his type of music, so I never really watched it. I heard of the song through a friend, and she told me to watch it, so I was like, okay. So let's start. I like his hair.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog.
Can you see? I hope you guys don't mind if I pause the video so I can talk about it. I was taught how to get a job in my school. We had this class for it, but it was only a semester long. It wasn't really... I was taught like a few things about it, how yours should be presented and everything like that. But I was still confused most of the way through it. But I will say, after taking that class, because I did try to apply for a job before I took that class, and I was horrible. After I saw what I was supposed to be doing, and now I know why I didn't get the job, so now I know how to be better at that part. But I agree.
I wasn't taught how to pay tax.
I don't know how to do that either. We were never taught how to pay tax. I get that part. I was never taught that at all.
But I know loads about Shakespeare's classics.
Yep. Shakespeare's classics.
I was never taught how to vote. They devote...
Yeah, I don't know how to vote. I don't know anything about voting. I just know there's two parties. And that's it.
To that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health. But mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yep. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead I studied the old American West.
Yeah, we did that too. We didn't learn anything about the recent things. The only how I knew about recent things was because of the news. So, but yeah, we did have to learn about old American history and everything like that. I mean, it's important to learn these things, but...
I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat.
Okay, I think we were taught that, but I don't think we were taught, like, in depth of it. If we did learn that in my area of schooling, probably was a long time ago, because I don't remember them either.
Was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights.
Okay, I was taught this, but I didn't know them by heart when we should. Damn it, Instagram. But I do agree that, like, there was a class for this in my high school. I know not every school has these, so that's why I'm trying to describe them. But yeah, like everyone has a right to life, liberty, and secure person. That's the first one. Yeah, like, I don't remember all of them, but I do agree not every school learns these things.
There's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how money would...
See, again, I learned that in high school as well. I don't know where he lives. He doesn't seem American by his accent. But in my school, we had this class called economics where we learned somewhat of where money came from and how it works. But, so yeah, not every school has that option. I don't know if it's in every class or anything, but...
at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? I thought to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive.
Actually, we don't learn cursive anymore. Well, I'll take that back. We did when we were in elementary school, but we didn't learn it enough. I don't know how to write in cursive. It's sort of a dying art. I can write cursive, it's just not pretty. So, my signatures are mostly in print with just fancy lettering, but it's not really cursive.
Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid and what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation.
Oh, the quadratic equation. I hated doing that in math. Math is my worst language, and when I had to do that, I literally was dying. I was like, why do we need to learn this again? I'm not gonna be a mathematician.
Is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2.
That brings memories when we had to memorize that equation. Yep.
Wait, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid or how.
That over first aid, I do agree. I don't think my school had anything about first aid. They might have, but I wasn't introduced to it. So, I had very limited things. And I didn't even get to any art classes. That's what I wanted to major in, was art. But I never got that class. The only art class I was introduced to in high school was jewelry crafting, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually draw, paint, but I never got it. I got into it once, but it was the wrong class, so I was moved out of it. So I don't know why, but yeah.
To recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could have.
See, there's another thing. I don't know how to buy a house. I've been looking for houses as well, and I'm looking at the prices. I'm trying to go the cheapest as I possibly can because I don't know if it's. I learned things from my dad and everything because he bought houses before, but we never learned how to buy a house in school. Never, from what I remember.
Afford it because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If people actually knew how to pay all these things, probably would save thousands of lives. Because all these people are homeless and everything, so they don't know how to get a job. They have something wrong with them. They never got help for it. They never knew how to get a house and everything like that.
But it's cool, because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method did.
The Hippocratic method? I honestly don't remember that in school. It may have been a younger grade, but I don't remember that. I was kind of terrible at school. So if we did learn this, I don't remember it. So this one doesn't apply to me. But apparently I probably should know what the Hippocratic method is, but I don't.
I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts? Or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No.
Yeah, see, I have a friend in high school who was sort of like that. The only thing that I could do is just listen. I didn't know actually how to help and, just refer her to the counselors and everything. So it was understandable why this one's important. Because you don't know what to do when someone's in that situation other than you just talk it out. If that's all you're supposed to do.
But learn mental maths because you won't have a calculator with you every day.
Yeah, see, they said, oh, you're not going to have a calculator with you every moment of life. Well, that's what a phone is. They're and I've heard some teachers say, it's faster to do it in your head. But when you're doing equations and everything, I don't think that's faster. You can literally type it online and find it, or use Siri or Alexa or whatever phone thing you use, and it will pop up answers for you. I mean, that's how most people passed in my high school. I didn't do it because I didn't know what thing they were using and no one would tell me.
They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one.
Yeah, see, we didn't learn about that either, but it's kind of, basic from your parents. I believe your parents should be teaching you that, because it's kind of awkward when you're learning that in school. We did have like a health class in school where it did talk about health issues like that, but it wasn't the entire class. It was like a side PE class where we did textbooks of like, hey, how your health is and everything like that.
I'm only fluent in this language. For serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? He chose to solo over the political system, so like a typical citizen, now I don't know what I'm voting on.
Yeah, I see with political system, I really don't know how to vote. I'm 19, I should know how to vote, but I'm not interested in voting because I don't know what's going on between them. But yeah, sure, I could just probably watch the news, but I mean, you're missing so much because the news don't tell you everything. So like when you're looking at them, you're just like, oh, I don't know which one to pick.
Policies exist on how to make them change. Mais oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. Ooh. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
I got goosebumps from that. Ooh. If you can't explain why a subject is applicable to most people's lives, that subject should not be mandatory. Yes. See, this is the thing that they should have in school where you should pick. I mean, my school did have that, but you could only pick for electives. And electives weren't really, mandatory things. Like, you didn't teach how to get a house, how to pay tax. There wasn't a class for that. There was art, music, stuff like that. Just some little things. But there was never classes on all these subjects. Introduce these topics, yes, but we should choose what we learn to learn. Exactly. Nobody should be forced to learn something that is okay, I wouldn't say don't go to school, because you do need to learn these things. You need to learn the basics, but you don't need to learn, like, quadratic equations, stuff like that, unless you're thinking about majoring in that specific area. Like, if you want to become a math teacher, or a mathematician, or a scientist, or something like that, you need to do those to understand what you're majoring in. But if you're not majoring in that, like, you want to do, I don't know, so you want to be a vet, there's not really a class how to be a vet. There's not a class for that. And, I mean, yeah, that's what college is for. But when you go into college, you're kind of used, like you don't know what's going on. Because they don't teach you anything about how to do that in school. Or, like, if you want to be a doctor, they don't really prepare you that. Sure, there's science and everything, but that's just basic science. But yeah, and I get what he's saying. So, yeah. I wonder what the people in the comments were saying about him. No, school is meant to pass, not learn. I get that. They do want you to learn. They don't want you to just pass, but sometimes they do. teachers always tell me to school will prepare you for the future, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't prepare me for the past. See, they always say it will prepare you for the future, but I know kids who graduated. I bet you they probably don't know how to do taxes, how to buy a house. They don't know how difficult it actually is until they try it and they learn, I can't do this, and they get into trouble and they have to go back home, and their self-esteem about why they couldn't do it, like why couldn't they do it? It's because they were never taught how to do it properly. Can we discuss the domestic abuse? The fact, okay, you're not really important. Okay. What the hell? Thanks, but I can't remember. Okay, so these comments are kind of out there. But I do agree with this. You shouldn't learn how to do certain things. So yeah. Thanks for watching. If you have anything else you want to send to me, go ahead. I don't mind. See ya.